Admit it, we are going through some very interesting times, and for many, some very trying times. So how do we maintain a 4D perspective in a 3D chaotic world? Hey, it's Todd Nanner, and welcome to another webcast from LifeQuest Institute, your guide to the new earth. Here is a little background information for today's episode. Given the recent traumatic experiences, we are faced with tempers flaring, street fights, and full-on riots. Individuals are easily triggered, as is evident with many individuals, neighbors, friends, and on many social media threads. In our last webcast, worried about not being politically correct, here's how to fix it. We established that the shift in consciousness is not all love and light like we would like it to be. That would be ignorant as well as arrogant to believe that. Yes, cringy words we need to hear more about in order to co-create the new earth in a healthy way. There is work to be done, and the operative word here is to co-create, which requires leaders. We can all be leaders, and when required, we can be followers to support the leaders. So let's jump right into it. Anna, are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I am very excited about this. To be a leader, but know when to follow is very important.
Yes.
So with the title, we're talking about 3D and 4D. So let's get a definition.
Yes,
you know me and my definitions.
Yes.
Okay, so 3D is the lower vibration. And that includes being your human self. Now, we're all human.
Right.
So we know the ups and downs and the roller coaster rides that we live on, but that is known to be as the lower vibration. 4D is the higher vibration, your spiritual self. That's when things kind of click easily, simply, because you're more aligned.
Right.
So if 3D is our human self, we see ourselves as separate in the physical world we live in.
Right.
It's the tangible world. It's the things we can touch. It's the things we can buy, wear, and glam up on. It's the things we drive. It's the home. The bigger, the better, the brighter. So this is what causes the rift between each of us, as if one of us is superior to, and the other is inferior. Or maybe we might feel inferior to those we feel is superior. Judgmental plays a big role here, or judgmental plays a big role, especially in the area of finances. Finances. Did I mention finances? So who has more? Who has less? Judgment. And of course, we're all well aware of pulling the race card, the age discrimination, gender inequalities, more judgment, low vibrations.
Right. So in 4D, our spiritual self, we understand the connection to the universe. We see ourselves as one, as a collective one. This is where we vibe higher, tapping into our intuitive self, waking up and finally exploring the true nature of ourselves, our essence self, as well as the true nature of reality. Reality, people don't even... They're so busy going through life with the blinders on, they don't realize reality. What is reality?
Well, they think that's reality.
Right,
well,
exactly.
It's a grinding reality.
Yes, that's not reality, no. Yeah. We want to know deeper meanings of life, our purpose, reasons for existence on this planet, the intangible, things we cannot see or touch, but have faith and trust in a knowing of the unknown. Call it a gut instinct, but we just know there has to be more.
Yeah, there has to be more. And it is this knowing, that's the key word here, the knowing that removes any doubt having to do with spiritual intuition, that gut instinct that we can tap into. We all do it from time to time. We all do it. Right. And when we combine our 3D lifestyle with sprinkles of 4D, of this newfound knowing, we have a different guidance system pointing us in directions we would never have considered. Knowing is like peeling back layers of doubt and confusion, and the veil is lifted.
Right.
So let's talk about the veil.
Right. So what is the veil? The veil of forgetfulness. It's forgetting the essence, the true essence of who and what we really are. It's like having amnesia. We agreed not to know about our spiritual self before we reincarnated back to Earth. When the veil is lifted, we begin to remember who we are and why we came back to experience life in this incarnation, why we took this suit of clothing, right?
This.
Right? Pinch yourself.
No, pinch this clothing. This clothing.
Right.
Not this clothing.
No, that's 3D.
Yeah.
Right. Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so life's trials and challenges are minimized because we have a higher level of understanding the rules for this particular life game. Like intuition, telepathy, instant healing, instant manifestation, much like learning the rules for a new board game we are playing. So how do we maintain that perspective?
Well, thinking about the new board game for a minute, you take out the rules, you read them, and you're like, okay, so how does this work? Okay, we need this part, we need that part. Do you get this? I don't get it yet. Do you get it? And it's like, so read the rules again.
Yes.
Well, we didn't get a set of rules. Okay, so how do we maintain the fourth dimension perspective when we're so entrenched in the third dimension, day by day, every day? Rote. Boring.
Right.
Okay, so yes, that means the name of the game, and it's not easy. The 3D worldview is limited. We have been limited, and it all begins when our conscious self wakes up. We begin to remove the enormous hold, the grip that 3D living has on us. In our spiritual growth and development, we all struggle to leave 3D behind.
Right. So we work endlessly, hard for our wealth, status, and every tangible item that we, can acquire in this realm. We live in a world of wants. We want cars, trips, houses, shiny objects, jewelry. We are all tangled up in our ego, seeing ourselves as separate from others and placing ourselves in comparison to each other.
So in this need world,
yes.
need to acquire things, it's up to us to get at those things, which causes us to be competitive, judgmental, all due to being jealous, needy, wanting things. It's like we're snobs.
Yes.
We're snobs, and we're exaggerating our social position, or at least we're trying to climb up the whatever ladder you want to call it.
Well, I think a lot of people buy things to impress people that they don't even like.
Or maybe they do like it,
right.
but they're still climbing up some kind of ladder,
right.
Okay? Corporate ladder,
right.
tangible ladder, ladder, and then of course I want to talk about the spiritual snobs as well.
Yes.
The ones that think they're evolved in. I don't know. Have a chat with them, and you're like,
right.
So we're not there. We're just not there. Maybe handfuls here and there, but we got a lot of work to do.
All right, so we also live in a world of absolutes. For example, good, bad, dark, light, good, evil, are absolutes to us. We discern who are the good people, and who are the bad people, good behavior and bad behavior, all examples of duality separating us from each other. Our world is black and white. Rare do we live in the gray areas.
All right, but of course, living in the world of black and white can be a good thing. So especially when it comes to safety. So balance. It's always about balance. Balance again.
Right. So waking up is a beautiful thing. We are released from the 3D chains, the trap, no longer impressed with material wealth. That's a giant step in growth and development. As each television commercial or advertising we come across draws us right back into the world of materialism. Right? So once we understand the difference, we are well on our way to maintaining a 4D lifestyle while living in this chaotic 3D world. So let's drill down a little bit more on that.
Yeah, let's talk about 4D dimension awakening. So when we awaken and we vibe high, 4 dimension causes our thinking to change considerably since our ego, bit by bit, is beginning to dissolve. And with a little bit of retraining, we rid ourselves of the need for material wealth in order to begin the preferred path of seeking knowledge and truth. That's what 4th dimensions are, seekers. They're looking for that knowledge and truth. So let's talk about how 4D would even consider good and evil.
Right. Well, they don't tie up too much of their time or energy one way or the other to the 3D. It's more of it is what it is, or that's an interesting type of attitude to have. Either way, there are lessons to be learned with no need for judgment. Most likely you, our viewers, have already moved on from these beginner life lessons anyway. You are on your way to 40. Once we understand the bigger picture of living life, we can understand the actions and the behaviors of others simply as a result of their 3D lifestyle.
They're just in their 3D stuff.
All right, exactly.
That's how you know.
Yes.
They're in their stuff.
Good show, Anna. All things to think about. If you're seeing this video and you're not part of our private Facebook group, then you should check out the tribe. We have over 26,000 plus awakened individuals getting together and growing themselves over in our Facebook Awaken to the Shift group. We encourage you to connect with many like-minded individuals. Chances are many of your friends and family could use some direction on how to cope with the life challenges they are experiencing too. So be sure to share our webcast with them. If you find this webcast valuable, you will also enjoy our last webcast on whether or not you are worried about not being politically correct. Here's how to fix it. Any last words?
It's our job, each and every one of us, to have a great day or create a great day. Pick.